Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about the biological basis of behavior where we will be mainly discussing about the structure and functions of the neuron. If you have not seen the part 1 to part 4 videos, I suggest you to see those videos because it will help you to understand more about the neurons. So in our latest video, we discussed about the types of neuron. So today we are going to learn about the structure of neuron. So talking about the structure of neuron, it is very specialized as it transmit electrical and chemical signal throughout the body. In neural communication also, we have discussed that a communication between neuron is through the electrical and chemical signals. Let us see more about the structure or the parts of the neurons. So here in the center you will see the sphere part. This is the cell body and this outer layer is said as the cell membrane. This tree-like structure or branches-like structure are the dendrite and this nucleus is present in the cell body. So this part is said as the axon where we can find the myelin sheath as well as the node of the Ranvier. And in the end point, we find the axon terminals, or which we can also say as the synaptic terminal. So this is overall the structure of neuron. Now let's discuss them detailedly. So, firstly, we are going to discuss about the dendrite. You can see in the figure as well. These are the short, highly branched tree-like extension that radiate out from the cell body. As in previous slide, I said this is the cell body, and you can see this. These dendrites are radiating from the cell body. So we can also tell it as the dendritic tree. Its major function is to receive the signal and transmit those signals towards the cell body. Next is soma or cell body. So this spear-like figure, we can tell it as the cell body or soma. So this is the core section or trunk of the neuron. It is spherical, it contains nucleus as well as other essential organelles like mitochondria and endoplasmic reticulum. What is its main function? Its main function is to maintain neuron structure and keep the cell alive and also function efficiently. So nucleus within the soma contains the cell genetic information which we say as DNA and it directs the synthesis of the necessary proteins. Synthesis means combining the key elements together. Now next is axon. As you can see this is the axon. So axon it is the long single slender tail-like projection as you can see in figure also and it extends away from the cell body. You can see dendrite is radiating from the cell body but axon they are extending away from the cell body. So it originates at the specialized region called axon hillock. So this site we say it as the axon hillock and many axons are insulated by fatty substance. This is the fatty substance called myelin sheath which is formed by glial cell. So it helps in speeding up the signal transmission. Now, what is the major function of the axon? Let us know about that. Axon is the output structure of neuron. As you can see here, it's extending away from the cell body. What it does, it conducts the electrical impulse known as action potential away from the cell body towards other neuron, muscle or gland. So this in part of the axon, which we say is at the terminal buttons or axon terminals where chemical signals are released across the synapse to communicate with the next cell. So synapse, it is the tiny gap between the presynaptic neuron and postsynaptic neuron. Next is myelin sheath, which we have already discussed even in the axon part. So myelin sheath, it is a fatty structure, as you can see in figure also. It is insulating layer which is rich in lipids and protein that wraps around the axon in multiple concentric layers. As you can see the structure of myelin sheath, you can see in the multiple concentric layers. So in central nervous system, it is formed by oligodendrocytes, which is the glial cell. It is one of the kind of glial cell, and in peripheral nervous system, it is formed by Schwann cell. So the segments covered by myelin cells are called internodes. Now, let us know about the function. It helps in insulation definitely because it is fatty insulating layer which is rich in lipid and protein, right? So, if it helps in insulation, that means it prevents electrical charge of nerve impulse from leaking out of the axon. Also, myelin sheath speeds up the transmission of the action potential. What is action potential? It is the electrical signal produced while transmitting the information. Next one is nodes of Ranvier. Let us know about its structure. There are small periodic gaps or interruption in the myelin sheath along the axon. It is named after the Louis Antoine Ranvier. The membrane of axon is directly exposed to the extracellular fluids at these nodes. What is its main function? Number one function, it helps in action potential regeneration, and other is saltatory conduction. So action potential regeneration means these nodes of Ranvier, they are densely packed with the voltage gated sodium ion channels. So when electrical signal travels under myelin reaches a node, these channels open, allowing ions to rush in, which regenerate action potential. Now, saltatory conduction means if the signal jump from one node to other node, skipping the insulated internodes, this process is called as saltatory conduction because saltus means leap in Latin, and the jumping mechanism is the reason why myelinated neurons conduct signals significantly faster than unmyelinated neurons. Last one is axon hillock. So in axon hillock, as you can see, this is the axon hillock from where the axon and cell body is separated. It's a cone-shaped region where axon joins cell body. It essentially acts as the neck connecting the main processing center, that is soma and dendrites. Soma means cell body, to the long transmission cable, which we call as a axon. So it has unique structure compared to the rest of cell body, notably containing a high density of specialized proteins, including sodium channels. What is its main function? It's the main decision-making point. It acts as the signal summation in a sense that if the electric impulse is higher and if it reaches the threshold, that is minus 55 millivolt, then only the action potential is initiated. So it helps whether to stop or initiate the action potential. Thank you for listening and watching this video. These are the references. Please go through these references to know more about the structure and function of the neuron. Thank you so much. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe this channel.